Hi. Hi, guys. Welcome. I am so happy to see you guys again this week. Let me know if there's any audio issues or if there's any video issues on my end. I'll be happy to fix that problem. Um, as you guys know, it is Ramadan. Well, maybe you guys don't know it's Ramadan, but it's Ramadan, so I'm waiting until the sun goes down to enjoy a sip of water. Water. I got you. Hi, Ozzy. Hi, Dee. Hi, Cat Student. Hi, MS Best. Hi, Larry. It's so nice to see. Oh, hi, Schizo. Hi, welcome back. It's so nice to see you guys here. Thank you guys for joining me on this lovely Sunday. Weather is getting really good. If you guys, I don't know about your guys' areas, but the weather is finally starting to adjust. Um, Many areas it still doesn't know whether it wants to be cold or hot. So I don't know. All I can recommend is you guys keep a jacket on hand just in case because the weather is finicky right now. It doesn't know what it wants to do. Hi, Mr. Renegade. All right then. So the topic today is that Anton said something that I disagree with, and I want to speak about it because I have been thinking about it ever since he said it, and I was wondering why I disagree with this. So Anton, a few weeks back, we were having a conversation, and he said women are taking over. There is a clip. I don't have it with me. I think JR will give it to you guys later. But there's a clip of him saying that women are taking over, and I just shook my head because the idea of women taking over, guys, like I don't know about men, but for many women, that sparks the fear of demons in us, because we as women, we know how we are, and we cannot imagine a world run by women. And you could say, oh, that's women hating women. That's just self-hatred. How can you hate your own kind, womanhood, right? We should stick together as sisters and so on. But I always argue that women are not made to be in the place of men. I argue that women are not made to be in a position of leadership. Heck, I even think that women shouldn't be allowed to vote. If it were up to me, women would not be allowed to vote. There's many reasons behind that. It's not just to be mean. There's a lot of reasons behind this. Um, in my view, I believe that the man should vote for the household, that the man should put in the vote for the household. Part of the reason is because if you guys don't know, back in 2016, when you had the Trump versus Hillary election cycle, many households were split, and even divorces came about because a lot of men wanted to vote for Trump and a lot of women wanted to vote for Hillary. A lot of wives were upset at the idea that their husband would want to vote for Trump. How can you vote for this misogynist, orange skinned Cheeto man and not side with me and not side with Hillary? Hillary being the lifelong politician, the woman that has been trained and prepared for this job more than anyone. You're going to vote for Trump? A lot of women started to doubt their own husbands because they started seeing their husbands as misogynists as well, because their husbands did not choose to vote for the woman that wears more pants than a man, Hillary. She wears more pantsuits than I have ever seen on any other woman. Maybe that's her idea of having power, is establishing her power by wearing pantsuits. I don't know. But so anyway, I believe that women shouldn't vote. And I made a video on this on my own channel that has been deleted. But I had a video up talking about the reasons why I believe women shouldn't vote. And I do believe I'm going to make another one on my channel about that. However, when Anton said that women are taking over, I had a shiver, right? Because I thought to myself, wow, that's scary. Anton said it with his chest. He said, I guarantee in the next 8 years, we're going to see a woman president. And that really freaks me out. It really freaks me out because, like I told you, I'm scared. MS Best says, you're terribly frightened of the consequences because you're sane, in opposite to the most of the lunatics. I'm okay. I'm gonna leave that there, MS Best. I'll leave that there. But right. So back to the topic, Anton said that and it bothered me. And I've sat and thought about it for a few weeks now, at the idea of women taking over, and is it true? Is what he said true? Because he also said that women are entering politics like never before. Women are the swing voters in the country, so that the person who gets nominated as president or, whatever election that you're in, women, and Black women in particular, are the swing voters. They are the ones who really decide who's going to be president and who won't be. Well, if that were true, then I don't believe that Trump would have been elected president, because I don't know any Black women. Well, I don't know many Black women that loved Trump, but here we are. And I remember when Biden got elected, a lot of Black women, especially Stacey Abrams, came out and said, yeah, girls, we did it. We did it. We got Biden. No, I'm sorry. We got Trump out of there. We got that misogynist, racist piece of pig skin out of the White House. They were so happy. Hi, Trina. They were so happy at their accomplishments of getting the racist Cheeto head out of the White House. And I'm glad that you guys see the consequences of doing so. I'm glad that this is the America that these people wanted. The people who voted for Biden, you got what you wanted. This is America now. Enjoy the high gas prices. But this is not a political show. I know I'm very political. I think politics all the time. But since this is not a political show, and this is more about the gender war, which actually exists, I want to speak about women being in power and how I disagree with Anton. And I don't disagree with Anton much. Me and Anton pretty much agree on 98% of things, but this, I don't know if I can stand with him here. He said, because women are in the positions of power now, we're going to see a woman president. We're going to see women taking control like no time before. And before you know it, men are going to be the followers and women the leaders. My first topic that I want to bring up to you today is this. Eastern men do not have this problem. And I know the video is getting a little bit pixelated, but hopefully it fixes itself. If it doesn't, I'll just switch over from the Wi-Fi if it gets really bad. But my first banner today is Eastern men do not have this problem. When I speak about Eastern men not having this problem, well, I'm talking about Middle Easterns, because I'm Middle Eastern. This is what I know. I can't really speak on, China or Uzbekistan. Well, actually, Uzbekistan are Muslim, so I could probably speak on them, but you understand the point. Eastern men do not have this problem. The problem that I was thinking about was when women cry. Women cry as a means of manipulation. A lot of times, women cry to get their way. Women whine about things not being fair. Women whine, and this is how I've seen women get their power in this side of the world, the Western side, the Western hemisphere of the world. I've seen that women whine and cry in tears, and I've seen that Western men tend to bow down to that. Now, I said Eastern men do not have this problem because Eastern men couldn't care less about a woman crying. They couldn't. Eastern men would start laughing at a woman crying because they know that women just cry. That's just a thing women do. And you could argue that that's the problem of the Middle East, is because men have no sympathy, or they don't see women as equal or what have you. But one thing that we don't have is a gender war. We don't have the gender war because Eastern men don't have this problem. Eastern men are not restricted like Western men are. And I believe that the only way that women could actually take over is in an area where men are castrated, where men are hung up by the huevos, where men are neutered. That's the only area, the only time, the only way that women can take over. It's not that women are taking over, Anton. When Anton says this, he says women are getting into politics, women are doing this and doing that. What what ideologies are women pushing that is getting them in these doors the way that they are? When you talk about a Stacey Abrams type, or you talk about who else? Who else is? Oh yeah, Hillary Clinton, of course. The women that you see in politics, you see mostly women entering politics on the Democratic side, the Democrat side, and you see that they are always pushing the ideology of feminism, of women empowerment, of support the underdog. This is the only way that you see it. And then you see men bowing down to it. And I mean, I don't know. I don't see that this is women getting ahead or women taking over. I see that this is men being weak and bowing down. Eastern men do not have this problem. Eastern men will tell a woman straight out what they are, what their power is, and if you can push past that, then maybe. But most women can't push past the power of a man. Most women don't have it. They don't have there is something, I forget what it's called. But there is something about energies, and oh my God, I'm not gonna start with the energies. But there's something that I've noticed that men have that women don't typically have. Not all women don't have it, but there's very few women that have it, and it's called charisma. There's something about the charisma of a person who can be not lighthearted, but I want to say, help me out. There's so you guys know how comedians are mostly men because women just aren't funny. There's just something about men that is the personality differences and so on, and you could say there are some women that have the charisma and they have the because I have seen I don't know how you guys feel about Candace Owens, but I like her. I just do. Like I said, Eastern men don't have this problem. We don't have this problem of the gender war. We don't have the problem of men bowing down to a woman because she's crying, whining in the streets with a poster saying my punani bites back. We don't have this problem. And like I said, men are allowing it to happen here. Which brings me to my second banner. My second banner is Western men are creating their own hell. If hell exists, the Western men are creating it here. The thing that is creating the hell is the support and the power that is backing up the women that are whining and complaining about things not being fair. And that is the court system, the family courts, the divorce courts. I mean, child support, the child, the whole child. And we go through this all the time on this channel. So I'm not going to regurgitate the same things that you guys already know. But when we really think about it, women don't have the power, like Anton said, that they're taking over. They are not. They are being let into this. They are not taking over. They're not coming in and dominating every sphere of society. They are not. And just because there are more women entering into the political sphere or in financial sphere or power positions of power does not make them like, oh, they're taking over. I don't believe this. I don't. And I wish Anton would, I don't know, I wonder if he would be able to refute some of the points that I'm making, because these things to me are not things that women are doing, but these are things that men are allowing them to do. Who said $10 billion from Google? What? What are you guys saying? Oh, giving them too much attention. Attention, right? And that's what I was saying too, the attention. And what is the next thing? Oh no, Daryl, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because that's not correct. So Daryl is in the chat making a whole different argument. I'm not going to address that because I'm not black. I can't address that. But secondly, even if I were black, I don't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that if I were. But you say what you want to say. I'm freedom of speech. I don't, because Eastern men don't disown their women. Well, actually, let me take that back. Yeah, they do. They really do, but not en masse. It's only because a woman has done something to disgrace herself to the point where the men need to disown her. But typically, you don't see Arab men, um, Asian men, Indian men. You don't see them disowning their women for no reason, just because they are the same race as them. You see them disowning them for their behavior. The behavior is what is the causation behind the treatment that bad women in our culture get. And yes, we call it bad women. Women that aren't worthy of certain treatment. Let's just leave it at that. So, along with that, I really hope that we don't see this. I hope that Western men would start. Hold on one second. Let me adjust. One moment, guys, because there's something I want to say, but I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any like crying in the chat. I don't want to hear it. Okay. Right. The thing that I believe Western men should do. I'm gonna say it, but as you guys know, I'm not a man. I can't speak for men, but me as a woman, what I see is, I'm gonna be honest. I believe that men should start in the church, in the church, in the church house, because what I'm saying when I say Western men are creating their own hell, religion has gone out the door in this country. Fine, you see it, fine, but the Christians that do remain, the Christians that remain today, they aren't upholding the standards that I see. I believe that taking back the church can start the foundations of taking back society, which will start the foundations of taking back politics and everything else, because I believe everything is all backwards in this country. And I think it all started in the church. I could be wrong, but the moment that you saw churches start being more lax, churches start. Have you guys noticed that the more liberal the church got, the more disgraceful, the more dirty society has gotten? The peak happened, in my view, in 2013 when churches allowed gay people to get married in their establishments against the orders of the Bible. In my view, the worse, the more lax, the more liberal, the more tolerant in the church, the worse society gets. And this is why I say, if there is a hell, the hell is here right now. And Western men are creating their own hell. Now it's a paradise for women. For women, this is paradise, right? For men, however, you have created your own hell. I believe that men should start by taking back the church. If you are a Christian, if you're not a Christian, this is not for you. But if you are, I believe you should take back your churches. What I saw was in the Bible, it says that women should cover their hair or cover their head when they go into the church house. That there's no such thing as marrying gay people in the church house. That there should be respect for the religion. There should be respect for Christianity. This is the reason why you see no respect. There's no respect for Jesus. There's no respect. Easter is coming up. Easter is coming up. There's no respect for Jesus. There's no respect. You see, all the people around the world, they make fun of Jesus. They put memes of Jesus being in the rainbow community. They put memes of Jesus in very peculiar positions, very disrespectful. And nothing comes of it. Nothing happens because the men and the Christians are just lax. They're just like, oh, well, we disagree, but we're not really going to say anything. I believe that you should take your power back, starting in your home, starting in the church house. And I believe if you are a Christian, your home is the church. Just like us, you will never see them do that to us. You will never see them do that to Muslims because there's a fear. There's a fear there because Muslims don't tolerate it. You don't see it. But you see, for Jesus, they have no respect and they'll just do whatever they want because they know the Christians won't do anything. Just recently, I believe this week, there was a shooting at the Covenant school. The assailant or the shooter was a trans. It was a woman who became a boy. I'm not even going to get into that conversation. But she became a boy. She went to the church and shot up everybody. And the news came out. They really wanted it to be a man, a real man, not one of the fake men, but a real man. They wanted it to be a real man. They wanted it to be white and Christian. They wanted it so, 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 so bad. But when they found out that the shooter was actually a woman, and a trans woman or trans man, whatever they call it, you guys understand. I really could care less. Once they found out that this was the case, they diverted their attention somewhere else. Oh, shh, don't say anything about that. Don't, no. And then what they did in the news was say, now the Christians will come out against the trans people and start making violence in the streets, which is never the case, because Christians they're not violent in this country. Christians are the least violent people that you see in this country. I mean, you could argue, oh, some shooters are Christian and so on, but I'm talking about as a group, as a whole, Christians are not violent, and especially not when it comes to their religion. They're not violent for their religion. And so anyway, they came out saying that the Christians were going to retaliate and do all these things to the rainbow people, which is completely untrue. And like I said, I think that there should be a fear there. And I think the respect is gone, because once you lose respect in the house that demands respect, the house of the Lord, as Christians call it, you lose respect for everything else that is outside of the house of the Lord, if that makes any sense. You can't respect the own house, you're never going to respect everything else outside. And I don't know, I could be wrong. Like I said, you guys can I'll let the panel up. I'll open the panel. You guys can come up and tell me how wrong I am if you want. But this has just been my view from me sitting and thinking and wondering why our Western society is just so disrespectful, and why it's so backwards. Why are the men so tolerant? Why are the men so weak? Why are the men so liberal with everything? Everything is just, there's nothing that is certain or stable. Everything is just up in the air as a maybe. It could be. Oh, well. And I come from a culture where men are stern. They are, you know what I mean? They are just ruthless with it. But then I come here and then I see here, and it's like, what's missing? What is it that's missing? Because if you see Eastern culture, like I said, Eastern men don't have this problem. Eastern men have a foundation. They have the religious foundation that is highly respected. And this is why you see that has trickled into our society of respect. You could argue, oh, well, the Middle East hasn't financially progressed. Maybe not. But when you see our familiar structures, when you see our family structures, our family structures, our culture, everything is very strong. And I believe that the religious respect, the respect for their religion, brings part of that. I don't know. That's why I said I believe Christians should do that. They should bring back the respect to the church, and I do believe that would trickle down into society and create more respect for men, more respect for the order, the natural order of things, where, as we all know, God is at the top, man is next, woman is next, children are next, and animals are last. That is the order. That's how it should be. But anyway, let me see. I'm looking at your things before I move on to the next banner. Thank you, Little Country. Little Country says, Ameera, I feel you, and I am a Black man, and my wife is from Kazakhstan. Wow. And she speak like you and have those same values, and life is great. I congratulate you. That sounds very good. It sounds so nice. And I mean, having a woman who is a thinker, at least, is beautiful, and who isn't part of these, princess lives. I'm a princess. You can't say anything to me. You can't. Yeah. Well, let me see. I see a lot of comments responding to one another, but I can't. I'm not Muslim, says El Nixon. I'm not Muslim, but I know that the NOI, I'm assuming Nation of Islam, Muslims don't have some of the issues we have in respect to each other. You never hear disrespect towards men and women don't have issues feeling safe. Wow. Wow. Um, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Coleman, for placing that up for me. My last banner that I had was, if all else fails, dot, dot, dot. If all else fails is my last banner for you guys before I open the panel. If all else fails, who will be the one to save us? Now, when Anton said that women are taking over and so on and so forth, that's great. That's all great and dandy, fine and dandy, as they say. But is it? Oh my gosh. Okay, the sun has gone down. Oh, good. Good, good, good. It's iftar. Hold on, one second, guys. I'm sorry. I'm breaking my fast right now. I am so thirsty. 1 minute. I'm breaking my fast. 1 second, guys. Wow. You guys don't know how good water feels when you haven't been able to have a sip all day. You haven't been able to have, you're not even allowed to swallow your own spit in Ramadan. Like, it's amazing. So I'm so happy. I think I'm gonna wake up more now. I can be fully awake now. And goodness knows that I need to be awake, because when you guys come on the panel, I don't know who I'm going to encounter, and I need to have energy for all of you. So my last banner is, if all else fails. Anton says women are taking over. Like I said, it's fine in D&D, but what happens when everything else fails? When everything fails and we have women in power? I don't know about you, but in my view, the majority of women are not stable. Is my thing frozen? Oh my gosh, our video is freezing. Here, let me try to fix. No, it's not freezing that much. Oh, good. Whatever. Okay. What happens when everything fails and everything goes to hell? I was thinking about that. Like, okay, I don't know about you, but the majority of women that I know are not stable. They're not stable, like, I don't mean stable like mentally stable. I mean, the majority of women emotionally aren't as stable as men. Let's just say that. And it could be for a plethora of things. It could be because of our hormones. It could be because of um, our brains. People say, I mean, scientists have already said that women and men have different brains. Something about us doesn't promote that emotional stability. And I wonder, little Ba, I will not have you insulting my internet service, sir. He says Cricket Wireless. I will not have you guys, I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to tolerate this, okay? Go to the naughty corner, little Ba. Naughty corner. But, right. The majority of women that I know, like I said, are not emotionally as stable as men. And so what is going to happen when all else fails? When everything fails and everything goes to heck, I know that women are going to look to men. They're going to look for the men, because that's what typically happens anyway, isn't it? Every time something goes wrong, women look to a man. No matter how much women say, I'm independent, I don't need, but every time something goes wrong, you look for a man. So if this is the case, that men are the ones that are sought out when problems happen, why not have a man there in the first place, instead of trying to push a woman forward, trying to say, this woman can handle it all, blah, 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 but then when things go wrong, she looks for a man. Why not have a man there in the first place? I do not believe that this will happen, Anton. I do not believe that women are taking over anything. Yes, they are being pushed to the forefront, and I believe it's all artificial. I believe this is all pandering. In my view, this is pandering, and we mustn't fall for it. We must not fall for the pandering of society, of those in power, of those the powers that be, as they say. We must not fall for this. This is just another form of pandering and trying to make women feel like they've accomplished. make women feel so accomplished. And it's another form of giving a person a trophy who doesn't deserve the trophy just so they don't feel like a loser when they go home. Because if men weren't so soft to women, women would never be able to succeed. If men did not allow a woman in a space, she would most likely not be able to enter said space. This is why I'm thinking because I don't want to be wrong, but I'm thinking about this and I don't see what other people see. When they say women are taking over, I just don't see it. I see men letting women into spaces, men being weak, men pandering, men doing this, men allowing this to happen, and then women feeling so empowered and so entitled and so accomplished. Oh, I did it. No, you didn't. Some man stepped aside to let you have that space. Some man allowed you in. A man. I don't believe that women are naturally succeeding over men in most sectors. Prove me wrong. Where are women just overachieving? Can I say something to you guys before I put the link in the thing? Actually, you guys can put the link. We can put the link. I'll put the link. But as we put the link, I want to say something to you. Look at the majority of things that women are known for. Cooking, right? Fashion, makeups, hair, beauty. Now, ask yourself a question. The people that are doing these things best, are they women or are they men? Let's use cooking, for example. Women are known for cooking, but who are the best chefs in the world? They are men. Think about, I don't know, fashion. Women are known for knowing how to put an outfit together and look beautiful and fashionable. But who are the most renowned image people? You guys understand where I'm getting at. Who are the most renowned designers and image consultants and men? What's next? Hair, beauty, makeups, everything. Women are known for these things, but men are still the ones who do it best. Men do their things best, and they also do the women things best. So, I mean, just the whole idea of, women are succeeding over men. Where? I don't see that. And this is why I have to disagree with Anton. Women aren't taking over anything. Men are letting it happen. And Mr. Coleman, what we can do is I will trust your judgment. Because I can't see anything, I will trust your judgment. You can bring up people as you please. That's fine. Hi there.
How you doing, Ameera?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I want to be quick and concise, so I'll say two different things and keep it quick for you. Thank you for this subject. There's two problems. And when you say taking over, I'll just start this. And you're half right. No, they're not taking over, i.e., like infrastructure, like the hard industries where men still dominate to this day. But compared to other industries where it's medicine, now it's 50-50 men and women graduating from medical school, and these other industries like law and law enforcement and all these other facets that are really maybe not as important as like infrastructure, but they still have an effect on people. They're CEOs of banks now, whether it's pushed and men are letting it, carrot or stick by the elites. Well, we could talk about that another day, but they are making leaps and bounds. And at this point, women are appointing themselves. So like men did open the floodgates per se, but they're taking over industries where women can, more or less be shielded from accountability. for at least for now. Like I said, they're not going to be garbage men. They're not going to be drilling for oil. They're not going to be, fighting in wars. They're joining the military to, hand out papers or do medical stuff, but they're not going to, fight on the front line, even if they're given the voluntary choice. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, you're kind of half right, but they're not taking over in they're taking over in some industries that are important, but others that aren't. And I'll just
No,
say
you
that. And
no
then,
no 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 no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off. Can I get a moment in? Okay. You didn't prove me half right or half wrong. You just proved my point, sir, without you even knowing. You just said they're not taking over all industries, but these industries, the industries that you said that they're taking over, do not matter. So the ones that
medicine
actually
does
matter,
matter. Medicine
no,
does matter.
wait, you said women are taking over in medicine?
Yeah, they're
How?
over 50% of the graduates in medical school, and they're getting more prominent positions and all. And the reason why I'm saying it has an effect is because they're coming up with kooky gender stuff and all that. Most men aren't with that stuff, but they're going on, get on, because you get canceled out of your profession. So most doctors that are men can't speak out even if they want to, because they will get canceled or called a homophobe or whatever. I'm just being honest. So that's, like I said, you're half right, but like I said, they're taking over because they have power. If a male doctor comes out and says something, you're done.
You're getting this confused. I understand what you're trying to say, but you're wrong, because women have always been in the medical field, but they haven't been doctors per se. They've been nurses and so on. Now we see more men being nurses, and still this field is still, it's actually getting taken over by men more than anything right now.
The
Not
numbers are ticked
not
up, but not
women.
to. No, the numbers are ticking up by men because of the economy, but by no means have they made a significant bite in that numbers that they're taking. You can like, if you compare the number of male nurses coming in and the number of female doctors coming in, it doesn't even compare. Like, women are, like I said, they're becoming more and more in these type of industries where their numbers are becoming parity to men. So that is a way to take, because if they weren't taking over, they'd be at 25% or 20% or something like that. So and
So
plus
do you,
also, education is more feminized, so it's more geared towards women to excel at these advanced degrees and to have these advanced degrees.
well, you're switching now. You're switching to education, or are you talking about
Oh,
medicine?
no,
Because
no,
I
I'm
want to
just
stay on the
saying that
medicine.
how they're getting into these fields like medicine, they're feminizing education to make it easier for women to attain these fields. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but to your first point about women being doctors, what I've noticed is that yes, the Eastern women are coming to this country and are getting their doctorates and such. You see Indian women, you see Asian women, Chinese women, Japanese, all these Asians coming in and becoming taking over the medical field. So if Anton's point would be proven, then that would mean that what he's saying is women aren't taking over. More specifically, Eastern women are taking over. That would be the point then, right? Because these are all mostly Eastern women that are doing this. Let's be
Well,
real.
I mean, we'll have to go through those numbers. I'm just saying they're women. So at the end of the day, they're beholden to the American Medical Association, which has a lot of women in leadership roles. So, but I don't want to get bogged down in this point. I didn't want to get to the next point and kind of let you move on, because I didn't want to dominate. I didn't want to dominate. Also, too, men taking stuff back, there's a lot of legal ramifications at this point. I think now men are realizing that, oh crap, we had our power taken away. What can we do? And it's just like, well, there's the levers of the state will take care of you if you step out of line. So as of right now, it's not really legally advantageous to take our power back, because depending on what it is, like we're done. And especially and I'm not trying to hear to rehash like male like manosphere talking points, but um if I assert my dominance in my household, she just has to call the police. Doesn't have to be a true or anything, and you could just mess up your whole relationship. And that's just one small example, so that I'll just leave it at that. So there's a lot of legal ramification if men want to take their power back.
Well, that is what I was saying about it being inflated. by the system, and the system backing up women. What you just mentioned is exactly what I was saying, is system backing up women. Do you have any response to this, Ruthless Truth?
Well, of course.
All right.
And women taking over. Well, let's look at the word takeover, right? Takeover implied by force. It's more of a word use of force, like give me this, or get down, lay down, or more of a masculine approach, right? So just because somebody's getting hired a lot in a field, right? It's not a takeover, it's just they're getting hired a lot. I feel maybe there's just more women at this point getting this job that more men are not going after it. They're not taking nothing, right? So takeover is, once again, this is back in the day, this is what I guess we got wired down, because once again, a lot of men are backing down for women because maybe they feel they're inferior. But from one of my day-to-day life, right, I don't think women are taking over nothing. I think they're more actively participating in the things that have to do with the country, the way things move. They have a voice.
So
right?
let me ask you, Ruthless Truth, you bring up a very good point, and I appreciate that, because participation does not mean taking over, of course. But let me ask you this: when you speak about participation, what Anton was saying is that women are participating in politics and in the power spheres of the world. So when you speak about participation, does that not count, because they are participating in this powerful field?
The president of the United States doesn't have absolute, right? President position is not absolute power, right? You have Congress, right? To get things done, you have to come to a agreement among all parties, correct?
Well, I know there's checks and balances.
So, right. There's a few things, right? So going back to the women in politics, all they're doing is participating. Again, once again, they're the voice for the women, or whoever is putting money in their pocket, and they're going in and arguing a point. But once again, it comes down to votes. They're not taking over, right? You know what I mean? It's taking over is like Donna is coming and saying, okay, man, you guys, we don't care what you say. We're going to do what we're going to do, right? They are participating in politics as far as running for an office, and then for their voice. All politicians represent the people, correct?
They should, yes.
Yeah, they represent a set of people, not for say everybody. Like certain offices, they get voted by certain type of people to get certain agendas pushed. But ultimately, they're going to go. They have to keep doing, or else if they don't, then they don't get reelected.
Okay, Ruthless Truth, I understand what you're saying, but we speak about power, we speak about men, we speak about the presidency, we speak about the men in the high political positions, we speak about the men in financial positions, the CEOs, the men that are the movers and shakers. Now, when we're talking about power, we're not saying that their power is unfettered. Their power is not unfettered. It's not absolute, as you said, but even no man has absolute power either. So what Anton was saying is that women are getting the positions that men have of power, whether it be unfettered power or absolute power. It doesn't matter. Women are getting these spots. Women are taking these spots. Places where we used to see men always, now we're seeing women. Give Kamala Harris as an example. We have a man being called the first gentleman or the second gentleman or whatever they're trying to call him, when it used to be the second lady. Now we have the second gentleman. So the backwardsness of this is coming up into the top areas of our society. Now, whether we argue that the president has absolute power or not, because yes, in America, we do have a system of checks and balances. There is no king, but it's unheard of for a woman to even be in that position. The system is so set up that the first lady, having a man and then having the first lady, it doesn't make sense when you have a first husband. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense, because the system was not set up for a woman to be in power. It was set up for a man.
Yeah.
And the fact that women are getting this close to being, just think about it. Tomorrow, if Joe Biden croaks tomorrow, Kamala Harris is going to be the president. That's what Anton is saying. And he's saying that women are taking over. What do you say?
I don't think they're taking over. I still don't think they're taking over, right? Once again, when you talk about taking over something, That's including the system, everything, right? That's encompassing. Now, participating and taking over are two different things, right? So for someone to take over, they have to first bind the strong man, right? They got to bind the house. They got to kill the infrastructure, everything in it, right? They got to take it over. They can then come in and invent their policies and their way of thinking. That's how you.
I mean,
I
understand.
That's the takeover, right? That's complete. When you're just participating, okay, you get voted to, you elected into a seat, a house. So let's just say it's Kamala. Let's say Kamala says Joe Biden dies and she takes the presidency, right? Once again, it's still they have people. The system is still the ultimate power, right? The system is still in place to project. Now, could America put a woman in president and still be a powerhouse? Yes, because once again, all the men in place and the system in place with the army, the military, and all the might, right, is what keeps obey the onlookers. Like, oh man, we ain't, they're not going to come over. Russia ain't going to just come over and start bombing America. Because even if a woman wasn't president, because the military might, which is dominated by men, right? So, so all I'm trying to say is, basic principle is, politics is, like you said, feathered, right? It's more. Hey, I'll listen to you and push your view. So really, the people got the power, correct? People got the ultimate power in politics.
I'm not exactly sure, but I want to thank you for your view. Thank you so much for your view. I'm going to address this with. Did you finish your point? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to finish this conversation with the chat because the chat is roasting me right now. So give me a minute. Mr. Coleman, you can take Mr. Truth down for a second. Guys, what Mr. Truth was saying, I don't know if you guys agree with Mr. Truth or not, but I understand what he's trying to say in a way. And the chat is saying that, around the world, there's women in power. There are a few countries where they have female presidents. And the countries that have female presidents are not the main countries, the main power countries of the world. The most powerful countries in the world have all men presidents. So, you could argue some country in the middle of Asia has a woman as a president. Some country here or there has a woman as a president. But let's be real. The most powerful countries in the world have men as their leaders. So, and the thing is, I don't know. And then he also brought up military power, and the reason why America is feared because we have military power and our men are the military, so it's backed up by manpower. I guess that was the point. I think we're losing the view. We're losing the point here of what Anton was saying, because I don't know. When I hear women are taking over, I hear women are going to be the ones in control. They're going to be in power. I don't care if it's a takeover of breaking down the whole system and rebuilding it, or just participating in the system and retaking it over that way, or just making the system look different. I don't care what it is. To me, I'm scared. And I see the women I see you guys. I see you. I see the ladies. I see you. What's your name? Nicole. I see you, Nicole. I see what you're saying. I disagree with you. And she's telling me to come down to earth. I've been on earth, and I understand that you're saying it's not unheard of to see a woman in power. It's unheard of to see a woman as a president in this country, and women are getting closer and closer to it. And what my point is that women are not there naturally. They are only there because this system that we have right now is backwards, and it's pushing women to the forefront where they do not deserve to be. The majority of women do not deserve to be there. And even Hillary Clinton, who thinks that Hillary Clinton deserved the part of being a president? She was just the wife of Bill Clinton. She's the wife of Bill Clinton. She couldn't even handle her own home. How can you think that she could handle the presidency? What qualified her other than being the wife of a president? I don't see it. But then again, And then people also argue, well, what qualified Donald Trump? What qualified Donald Trump was that he was a businessman who went from, building businesses, losing, failing, building back up, losing, failing, building back up. A man who knows economics, a man who knows business. That's what made him good for the job. Hillary, what has she done in her life that made her Kamala Harris? You can say Kamala Harris, well, she was a prosecutor in California, and she did a horrible job at it. But yet, because she's a woman, and especially a woman of color, the term, she deserves that position. She doesn't. And in my view, now you could say I'm wrong. I don't care. I believe that Kamala Harris is only in the place that she is out of, what is it called? What is it called when people give you a job or give you something just because you're not white? Gosh, what is it? You guys know it. What is it called? Please tell me. I don't know the name right now. I always lose it. I always lose the name of it. But yeah, they give you something. There you go. Diversity hire. Thank you, MS. She was a diversity hire, in my view. Diversity hire. Affirmative action. Thank you, Beak. That's exactly what it is. That's all that it was to me. Oh, Nicole says she was literally Secretary of State. She got that job. She got that position. You guys know. They gave her that position just so she could be out of the country because Bill didn't want her around. I'm just joking. Okay, fine. You could say that, but honestly, I still don't believe that Hillary Clinton would have been a fit president. I don't know. You can argue with me. That's what I said. You can argue with me. I just don't agree. I disagree. Okay? And maybe it's just because I don't like Hillary. It could be the reason. Because for some reason, I still believe that Candace Owens would be a good president. And what qualifies her? I don't know. Nothing really. She doesn't really have qualifications. She's just a person who speaks logically. And for some reason, I see that as a qualification. But Hillary, I see Hillary as a person who's been bought out and sold. And all the feminists support her. Okay, let's just leave it there. The feminists support her. And we're not going to go into my insecurities here about feminism and all of that. We're not going to do that today. Okay, this is not what the conversation is about. It's not about me and my insecurities about feminism. But Hillary, Real Rare says, Ameera, what's your ethnicity, and do you think that Ben Shapiro will be a good president? I'm Middle Eastern, so clearly I believe that Ben Shapiro, being a small hat, would not be a good president. So no. You understand how Middle Easterners and Ben Shapiro's people get along, don't you? He would not be a good president. I know that, Nicole. Nicole says, oh, Hillary spent decades in Washington. That doesn't, oh my gosh. Okay, I get what you're saying. But you could, I don't know. For me, I believe that being in Washington and spending decades in Washington means that you're more susceptible to bribery. And look at Biden. Now, he's a man, and look how corrupt he is and how he's been. He's been in Washington for decades, and he's made the wrong friends in Ukraine, in other countries, China. Does that mean that a person is going to be a good president just because they spent years in Washington? I don't believe that. No. Sorry, I just don't. Because if that's the case, then Biden would be an awesome president. And is he? No. Yes, I'm with you, Kevin. He says both sides are full of professional liars. I agree. And that's why I don't believe in choosing sides. But when the side that I'm choosing here is men versus women. And I prefer men in power than women. I don't know. And I'm scared to see the day when we're going to have a woman or women take over the world. I hope that never happens. I don't know. I'm scared. So Madame Logic, your name is too long. I'm sorry, but I'll just call you Madame. She says, black men get on black women with fake eyelashes. and you know the rest. I guess she's saying because I'm wearing lashes. You know what? I'm gonna be honest about the whole lash thing. Lashes, I believe there is um there is a limit, right? There's a limit to how long they should be and how thick they should be. And I have seen women who've worn lashes and the things are just like 3 inches long, falling and flapping everywhere is too much. I do wear lashes. I have to admit, I love lashes. Why do I love lashes? Because it makes it look like I'm wearing mascara when I'm not wearing mascara. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sure the men don't want to hear this conversation. I'm sorry. This is definitely girl talk. But it makes me feel like I'm wearing mascara without having to wear mascara. And I don't wear my lashes super long. I don't wear them super thick. But once you start wearing them, when you take them off, you feel weird. You just feel awkward. And it's so strange. It's just really strange. And it should look more natural than anything. You shouldn't have caterpillars on your face, of course. But never have I been in a situation where someone has said, you look like you have huge caterpillars on your face. Never. No. No, 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 no. I keep mine decent length. And this is probably the longest I've ever had them. But also, I had to change my lash lady. So, yeah. But aside from that, I have nothing else fake on me. So, I mean, if you want to argue about eyelashes, okay. Enjoy. Let me see. Somebody says, name all the great lists of women governors in your lifetime. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck. Umbrellas? No, 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 no. I'm not gonna say that word because I have heard it. I have heard that word and I'm not gonna say it. No way. Men love their baseball caps. I don't understand what that means. I have no idea. But anyway, back to the topic that we're talking about, because if I start talking to you guys, I'm going to lose track of the conversation and I don't want to do it. My next topic. I know, I see it. I see it, MS. MS says there's a desperate attempt to derail the conversation. I know. I'm trying. Don't let it happen, guys. I want to get back to the conversation. Anyway, so the next thing that is something that Anton was saying was that we shouldn't treat women like children. He said, you know, the more you say that women aren't a threat is basically making them seem like they are incapable of harm, incapable of hurting you, or, you know, and he said, and this is all of the same argument that he was bringing up. He said something about any group of people that activate under a cause or who are trying to push a cause. If you get a group, any group of people can be dangerous. It could be children, it could be women, a group, but it's a group nonetheless, and groups are dangerous, is what Anton says. And he says that we shouldn't try to make women seem like little children or treat them like children when they are capable, I'm sorry guys, pardon me, but that they are capable of harm and hurting you, and they are a threat. And he said that women are the biggest threat in today's society. That's one thing that I did agree with him on, and I agree that women are the biggest threat in the society. And I think that the reason why society has fallen from grace so far is because of women. And I'm not a woman hater, okay? I'm not a woman hater. No matter how many emails I get from you guys calling me that, I'm not a woman hater. I don't hate women. I just refuse. I refuse to allow this narrative or to agree with the narrative of women being these oh so oppressed creatures that just need, you know, if you just give them air and freedom, they'll be butterflies and grow and they'll make the world a better place. I'm not going to go along with that. And honestly, I have seen both sides. I've seen highly restricted women, Middle East, women who can't leave their home without permission from a man. And then I've seen the other side, LA, New York, women free, walking down the street in thongs and telling men to dare to say anything to them. So these are the two opposites that I've seen. And when I see these two extremes, I don't think, look, the women that are on my side, you never hear from us. You never hear from Middle Eastern women because we don't really talk. And I am giving you a different perspective because, like I said, from where I'm from or my country, it's extremely the opposite than it is here. It's everything opposite. And when I see here, people say, well, what's best? Where are women best? Where are women the happiest? Are they the happiest when they're in the restriction life or in the happiest when they're in the freedom life? And to be honest, I've seen women happier with restriction. I've seen women happier under restriction. And it all depends on whose restriction they're under and if the restriction is just. That's the only time that I've seen women unhappy is when the restriction is from somebody that they do not want to be restricted by, or the restriction that is put on them is unjust. That's the only time that I've seen women unhappy under restriction. Under freedom, I've seen women unhappy. They're the most depressed that I've ever seen. The women in freedom and you know, do you and your body is your choice and all this. These women are extremely, severely unhappy. And I mean, this is why I say that women have a place. They do have a place, and women should accept their place. And I know women hate that. They hate to hear that they have a place and they should accept it. I've seen women happier this way. I mean, and I'm not trying to say that every place in the world has to be like the Middle East, of course not, because you don't want to go over the top as well. But one thing that we have to do is get back the order in this country, because I live here. I'm married here. I'm not planning on leaving here at least until I'm about 55. And then I plan on going back home because I do not want to be in old age in America. That'll be the worst thing in my whole life, is being an old Middle Eastern woman living in America. I would lose my mind because I can only tell that this country is going to get worse. And I don't want to be here for it because I know I'm going to be jailed. I'm going to be jailed for something I do or something that I say that's wrong. Because once I get old, I'm not going to have any filter. I won't have any filter, because when you're old, that's the point of being old, is having no filter. And I know I cannot be here when I'm old. But for now, I'm living in this country and I want to see this country succeed. I want it to see better. I want it to be better while I'm here. And while I'm gone too, and when I leave too. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys don't care about it. Whatever. I mean, I might be speaking to people who just don't care. They're just like, you know what? Who cares, Ameera? We don't need it. We don't need the help. We don't need you to talk about the society differences. Who cares? We're America. We're going to be the best forever. We're going to be great. And there's nothing that's going to stop us. The women are stopping you. But no. D says, Ameera, don't leave. And then I'm Awake says goodbye. I love you guys. Even the one who says goodbye, I love it. It's sweet. I'm sure it's out of love. But yeah. Lay says, traditionally female behavior will become preferred in business situation. What do you mean, Lay? What does that mean? What? Okay. All right. I'll give an example, Lay. Traditionally, female behavior will become preferred in business situations. Traditionally, female behavior is what? Cattiness? What? Crying in the job site? What is traditionally female behavior in the job, in the business setting? Tell me. What is it that's going to be so preferred? Because from what I know, male characteristics is what makes business great. That's what makes business competitive. And all right, well, yeah, exactly, bruh. It's toxic. Bruh 45 says toxic. I don't see anything Wait, let me see. Something about female behavior, traditionally female behavior, that would be good in a business setting. Let me think. Maybe sympathy, having sympathy, being sympathetic, being kind, sweet in the business setting. I don't know. I don't know, because from what I know, you don't need to be kind and sweet. You need to be respectful. You need to be professional. That's what's good in business. We don't need emotions and feelings and, oh, poor you, and oh, I would. No, we don't need it. Logic, analytical, and cognitive abilities from women. From women? Are you serious? Analytical, cognitive abilities. I won't. Logic. Look, I'm not trying to laugh. I swear I'm not trying to laugh at you. I have tried to keep a straight face. Logic. Logic. Okay. So that's a traditionally female behavior. It's logic. Whew. That was a good laugh. No. That doesn't work, Lay. I apologize. That does not work. I think it works in schoolhouses. Schools, perfect. No. Lay says, I'm not offended, you're childish. And now the offense, the insult. Ouch. Not me being a child. But anyway, so I guess I'll let you guys go. You guys can go with that topic. I don't need to go on about it. I'm not going to sit here and ramble about it. If no one wants to come and talk to me about it, if everyone has accepted my views on it and no one dares to challenge it, I will let you guys go. Good? No, I'm reading your comments. Evie says, if women don't have those qualities, then why should people listen to you? Like I said, you don't have to. That's why I said, come argue it. If I am wrong, argue it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me where I messed up. Because all I know is that I have my view and you have your view. And I am open to hearing your views. But you guys have heard mine. And unless you guys can combat it or say something better, or then that's it. So, yeah. Nobody has to believe me. Nobody has to agree. Nobody has to do anything of the sort. Thank you, Little Ba, for the $5 super chat. He says, kudos to Ameera for being opinionated and outspoken while remaining feminine and friendly, not to mention super pretty. Little Ba, didn't you used to hate me? Because I remember not too long ago getting hate messages from you. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, guys. So I'll let you guys go now. I did have super chats, but I didn't. Oh goodness, I didn't grab them. I'm sorry. I didn't grab the. Let me see. Lay says you cannot substantiate your arguments. Oh, okay. I did have super chat that I missed. Oh yes, thank you, Boa. He says words of wisdom, lioness. There was another one from Samuel the Infamous that I missed as well. Can you pull them up, Mr. Coleman? Is there a way to pull them up for me? Or did they already go? I think they're gone. Yeah, I don't think I can find them. Okay. Postmaster says, Ameera's culture have women knowing their place and their role. They know where they stand in relation to men. Correct. That's what I'm saying. Oh, they're gone, Mr. Cole. Oh, okay, it's all right. It's okay. Nonetheless, thank you for the super chats to the ones that did come in. I need to learn to read them when they come in because I don't want to miss them. Let me see. All right, guys. So I guess that's it. I'll let you guys go. Miss MS Beth says, they have nothing to stand on, no serious counterpoints, just manipulation attempts like always, Ameera. MS, I think KS said it best, right? Sign language, right? Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. First, I was shamed. I was called what? that I don't know how to substantiate my arguments. The insult was calling me a childish person and something else. I don't know. She said something else. And it needs to be right because I can't have a view. Her view has to be right. So we just saw what Kevin Samuels used to say right in front of us. And I don't mean to call you out, Lay, but you put yourself out there. And that's what happened. You just did exactly what Kevin Samuels says that women do. But anyway, thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys next Sunday, possibly. I don't know. I have another topic, but I don't know how controversial that will be because I don't want to be too controversial anymore. I'm trying to be nicer. I'm trying to be more acceptable to people, more relatable, more. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do about this topic. But I have it written down, but I don't think I can pull it up on my computer. I would share it with you. Let me see if it's in here. No. Come on. Oh, yes, my notes are here. Okay, I'll show you guys what my what next week's topic should be. And you guys tell me if you like it. Here it is. Okay. Right, so the topic is this one that I wanted to bring up for next week. It says, does your hair make you feminine? And I brought that up because I saw a video of a woman cutting off her hair and she was crying and crying and crying. And then when she was asked why she was crying, she said she felt, you know, typically, as you would say, like a boy. She felt masculine, she felt ugly, she felt everything. But the thing is, even without her hair, she was still very kind and soft and sweet. And I didn't see anything masculine about her just because she didn't have her hair. But for her, she felt horrendous, I guess you could say. She felt ugly and masculine. So I wanted to ask that question to you all. Does your hair make you feminine? So yeah, so I don't know if you guys want to have that topic, let me know. If it's too controversial, I don't know if I really care. I guess I'm trying to be nicer, but at the same time, I don't think I can be politically correct. I don't think I can. Yeah. So yeah, let me know. All right. So then, oh really? Cognitive dissonance says no, you should America adopt Sharia law? Well, should America adopt Sharia law? I don't know about that one. It's Ramadan, guys. I don't know if I want to do that. It's, it might, I don't know. It could be. It actually could be. I don't know. I'm awake says choose another subject, please. Come on. I mean, it is a topic because a woman was crying her eyes out. She was bawling her eyes out about it. I think it's worth a topic. I think it's worth a conversation. Lay says use your words and have the conversation. I'm trying. I try, Lay, but every time that I bring up subjects that are controversial, Lay, no matter what words I use, I get trampled. I get trampled and people hate me. And it's like, no matter which side I choose, you're going to get hate from the other side. So, Lay, I don't know. I don't think there is any way to make everyone happy or to make everyone agree, I'd love to see Arabic, white, Indian men on this podcast so that there is a more thorough balance and perspective in general. I think JR was trying. He was trying to get more races involved, especially on the men's side. We had a few Arab people come. We do have someone on Bridging the Gap. On the Bridging the Gap show, we have what's his name? Is it Hamid or Hamid? I'm not sure which one he is, but he's on the thing. He's Arab. And on the Bridging the Gap show, we have white men, we have Indian, we have Arab, I don't think we have any Asian, but we do have some. We do. Hi, Naz. Yeah, so we are, but honestly, they don't go on the Lapeef Let's Talk show Thursdays. They don't do the Thursday show because I think the Thursday show it gets intense on Thursdays. So I don't know about them joining that show. And Eddie says it's impossible to make every person happy. I've understood that for a long time, Eddie, but nonetheless, we still try. As humans, we do still try sometimes because nobody wants to be disliked by everyone, you know? Everybody wants to feel like they have someone on their side. But with my type of views, however, it's hard to have people say that they stand with me because I'm so, I don't know, I guess I'm so extreme, I guess, in my views. You could say I'm extreme. I don't know. Lay says, you literally disagree with certain views, and that is okay. So what we write, stay on topic. All right, then. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am going to let you guys go. I appreciate you all tonight, and I will see you guys on the next Sunday. And like I said, the topic should be about either hair. It might be about Sharia law. I actually might consider that. I just might. Oh my God, I don't want to ruffle too many feathers, though. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And of course, I was frozen in the weirdest position. Good night, guys. Thank you so much. And with that, I'll yield my time. Bye.